Hello, how would you simply explain to normies the main benefits of Polkadot's OpenGov and of on-chain voting over standard off-chain voting that we know from real life? You will find out now. So on-chain voting calls for transparency just like off-chain voting. The big difference, however, is that with on-chain voting, you as KSM and later as DOT holder do not need to trust the voting system, unlike with off-chain voting. You don't need to trust that 100% transparency will be achieved. So this fundamentally different way of how the votes are counted and enacted is the major difference between on-chain and off-chain voting. So outside of on-chain governance systems, when individual votes are not submitted as blockchain transactions, we as voters can only trust the votes won't be tampered with. There is this need to trust, and this need for trust is fundamentally wrong when it comes to community voting. The trust is needed because there is some trusted third party involved in the voting process, and this third party is required to count or enact the votes. Simply, when we vote in polling stations or in Web2 space, voters have no options but trust the voting system. Not to say off-chain voting and referenda are necessarily tampered with, but in theory they could be because it is feasible due to that trusted third party involved. While with on-chain voting on Kusama and later on Polkadot, votes are submitted as transactions on-chain, which, once confirmed, can't be tampered with. So we don't need to trust any third party that the votes and the result of on-chain voting are true. We can be sure of that perhaps with 99.9% certainty. Of course, assuming you believe the Kusama and Polkadot blockchains provide 100% security. Another great advantage of Polkadot's on-chain governance is that all past proposals are executed automatically. Simply open-sourced public blockchains like Polkadot and Kusama provide incomparably greater security and transparency of the voting process because everyone who can read the code of the networks can simply review the code and see how network consensus is established. With Polkadot's OpenGov, which is for now live on Kusama, only KSM and later DOT token holders can participate in on-chain governance and vote on referenda. So, to a great degree, this enables KSM and DOT holders to directly determine the future of the networks and also impact how the treasury funds will be used. Currently, Polkadot's treasury is sitting at 44 million DOT, worth of $274 million, and Kusama's treasury holds 306,000 KSM, worth of almost $10 million. You can check for yourself at .treasury.com. I noticed the usual participation in Kusama's on-chain referenda is currently between 200 to 400 voters, based on the data from Subscan, which you can check for yourself by going Tools, Charts and Daily Active Accounts. Since the beginning of this year, on average, there is between 1000 to 1600 active Kusama wallets each day. But over 280,000 Kusama wallets have ever been created and are currently holding some KSM existential deposit balance. For Polkadot, it's over 1 million accounts. In theory, all these Kusama accounts can participate in on-chain governance. Yes, many individuals hold multiple accounts, but still only around 0.1% of all existing Kusama accounts currently regularly vote on on-chain referenda. I would love to see the future where thousands, or in a few years perhaps even tens of thousands of KSM and DOT holders vote in OpenGov and are maybe even incentivized for that, as that's what Dr. Gavin Wood indicated in his talk about the OpenGov at Polkadot Decoded last year. Needless to say, what an extremely strong narrative it would be for the Polkadot ecosystem to not only have a secure, on-chain, fully decentralized, trustless community governance as is the case now, but the governance in which tens of thousands community token holders participate. Thank you for watching and until next time.